This is Democracy 2012, and Rick Hoover is running for U.S. Senate. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, I'd like to deliver my message to you this morning. I believe the best is yet to come for America. We have a strong and stable nation, and we have the resources to help a world filled with unrest. We can walk out the front door of our home and not hear the sounds of gunfire in the street. We can look across town and not see buildings burning and smoke rising into the sky. We are blessed with freedom and prosperity like no other nation in history. We have opportunities that can be met and challenges that can be achieved. In the past 40 years, those challenges have threatened to divide and destroy us, but we have always risen above them. Those challenges are ever present today. In his inaugural address on January 20th, 1961, John Kennedy made this observation: "There is little we cannot do in a host of cooperative ventures. Divided, there is little we can do, for we dare not meet a powerful challenge at odds and split asunder." With high unemployment and a weak economy, the government continues to fight and divide and fail to meet the challenges that are before us. As some try to expand the government and change the nation's principles that have served us so well for over 230 years. President Kennedy concluded that speech with his now famous remark, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country." What we need to do for our country is take responsibility for our situation, own up to what has gotten us here, and work together to correct our mistakes. What our government needs to do is take responsibility for its failure and end its reckless policies. As President Lincoln said, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." That is the theme of my campaign, and I believe we need to work together as Americans and as Marylanders to shape this nation and to continue to work and fight for progress. Please visit my website at www.rickhoover.org.
All right, Mr. Hoover, we have some time for some questions, if you don't mind. Really quickly, the economy is on everyone's mind. What would you do to fix the economy?
Well, I don't have any magic potion or magic ideas, but I believe if we reduce taxes, reduce federal spending, eliminate earmarks, and trim down the government, trim down the agencies, and we'll be able to put more money back into people's hands, and they'll be able to start businesses and do investing like they'd like to do, but they can't do it because they don't have the money.
Now, we've seen such a huge spike in gas prices recently. What would you do to alleviate some of that on your constituents?
I think the biggest thing we need to do is domestic oil drilling, and there seems to be a big conflict with that between the Democrats and the Republicans, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what's holding them back. The information is maybe not all coming out like it should be, but I think we need to do more drilling, work on producing more oil, and of course working on wind energy and nuclear energy, solar energy, all those things.
When it comes to oil, one of the things we keep hearing over and over again is tension in the Middle East, particularly with Iran. What would you do if you were elected to ease those tensions with Iran?
Well, that's been a difficult issue for about 40 years, trying to deal with Iran. I think we need to continue trying to do as much as we can with sanctions, try to put them in a position where they have to work with us and bargain with us, and hopefully not have to go to war.
Supreme Court right now will be looking at President Obama's health care plan. What do you think of his plan? What would you do differently or keep the same?
Well, I think it's unconstitutional, really. Trying to tell us that we have to have health care mandated by the government is like trying to tell us that we all have to drive the same car, whether it be a Ford or a Chevy or whatever, or we all have to vote or do other things that we may not want to do. We have freedom in this country. We shouldn't have to be told to do things a certain way, the way the government wants us to do them. We have freedom to choose.
And what about Afghanistan? What are your thoughts on the situation there, and what would you like to see done?
I think we need to come home as soon as possible, as soon as we safely can, and exit the situation, because it just does not seem to be working out.
Okay, well, we appreciate your time. Would you like to give your website one more time before we go?
www.rickhoover.org. And I also have a link there to Twitter and Facebook.
All right, Mr. Hoover, thank you very much, and good luck with your candidacy.